like all good witches, famous witches, witches from the past, from the future, famous, not famous. I go through the normal mood swings. All witches go through mood swings. You'll definitely know this if you go to the Dome and you stay with Star. It used to be where, before I even went, Brooke would say, "Be careful, when Star gets angry, it feels like a hurricane in the house." Those emotions create power. So, on another note, I have been fuddling with my left brain, realizing my left brain has been the problem from day one. Big time. It's not my right brain, it's my left brain. I know I had another video on this. It's in the extras section. And this is supposed to be the layered cake meditation, but let me preface it with a teaching. My right brain was always fine. It's like, I'll connect to God. I'll push forward. I'll do the work, whatever work needs to get done. I'll go deep enough, even if it feels painful and is excruciating. I understand. I'll do it. And my lazy ass left brain imprisons me in a reality and tries to undermine all my magic that my right brain does. All the work tries to negate it. Like men negating witches. So where all the women are ready to take responsibility for the planet, ready to push forward, the stupid old men. Obstinate, recalcitrant, stubborn, deluded. They won't even connect to God, yet they think they have the authority and the power to alpha the women, to alpha the right brain. It's disgusting and demeaning. So I have spent the better part of the last 24 hours teaching my left brain where it's seriously super fucked up. All the illogic, the senselessness, the asininity. I don't even know if that's a word, but it should be. My left brain failing to create or produce anything. My left brain failing to be of value in any actuality. Yet my right brain is like, I'll be of value. I'll do it. I'll create. And do the logical stuff my left brain has to do. I'll do both. This is a very great parallel to why I wrote that Dragon King article. The left brain won't even listen. It won't listen to God. It won't listen to actual reason. It won't listen to anything. It won't listen to my right brain. And I wonder, and I go, that's why the state of the world looks like this, is that everybody's in their left brain. And the damn witches in their right brain are like, freedom! ready to go. But they still have to deal with this calcified honeycomb bullshit that needs to get destroyed and healed. So I'm sending that healing grid to you. You say, that's for me. And believe me when I say, that left brain, nothing it says matters. It will undermine you, sabotage you. Say, I hate witches. And then try to use witchcraft to fuck you, which is even funnier. It uses the reason I don't like myself. Pawning off emotions and right brain and material as a legitimate reason. The left brain has no real legitimate reasons. It won't create. It won't produce. So how do we make our left brains into our right brains? How do we make our left brains into witches? Like, that's the question. How do I make my left brain into a witch? How do I make my left brain say, I'm going to create a new reality? What happens then? And I need some help. I need some other witches, some strong witches to do this. You go, I'm going to make my left brain grow like Harry instead of be a Dudley. My right brain's already a Harry. So what happens when we can harness our entire brain to go forward in one direction? All of our emotional energy in one direction. Oh, actual magic. Actual connection. This is a higher teaching. And we talk about it as the path of the Empress. So on, I don't know, initiation, I would say initiation 14, but I put all these other extra ones in. So maybe like initiation 17-ish. But look on the Kabbalah page, the Kabbalah 99 page, and you'll see the path of the Empress. And that's where we'll do the real work. This is just the beginning. This Kabbalah class, the next 3.5 years of your existence is literally to create your body into mush so that you can be rebirthed into something heavenly. It is to beat you up, chew you up and spit you out. And then have dragon go, plop, because you've been broken. Now we can mold you into something real. And I'm going through it just as much as you guys are, if not more. It's amazing. It's amazing me but being up all night, like fighting my left brain, feeling it, doing the shadow work, and then realizing I have to teach a Kabbalah class the next day. Like, where am I going to get the energy? So at the end of the day, I don't even think about it. I just go, I'm going to improv. I have to roll with the punches. So nothing looks pretty or perfect here. Nothing. And it never will. And if you ever find a Kabbalah class that everything looks pretty and perfect, it's not a Kabbalah class. It's like looking at ballerina training and not seeing anybody ever being in pain. Ever. You're like, oh, well, they're not pushing themselves. They're not trying new things. They're not jumping and failing and learning. So On that note, let's do the layered cake version 2. Imagine yourself sitting in a box. Oh wait, go get your solfeggio frequencies. If you haven't learned how to do that from here on, before you do the meditations, it's either because you've gone too far in the meditations and you haven't watched the previous ones and learned that lesson yet. Fucked up left brain. Won't learn its lesson. Or you haven't learned your lesson. So go to your solfeggio frequencies or your background music and get that playing and rolling. I don't have permission from any of these people to put it in the background of my video. Not one. All the spiritualists on the planet, none of them give a shit about me. Zero. And I say that with pride and integrity because I'm calling them out on being not actually spiritual. I've literally written some of them letters, even asking how to donate to their fund, and they've not written me back. It's disgusting how much actual correspondence I've done, and then nothing, no response. You know how many people write me emails and I don't respond? Maybe credit card companies. Collection agencies. Stuff. No, I'm joking, but seriously. Like, shitty people. No response is a response. It's disgusting. It's inane. Immature. And it makes you guys look like trolls and not me at all. Next. As a witch, it is your job to be, who is the White House correspondent person? Or the White House, what do you call it? Press secretary? Is that it? What's her face? you gotta be like the girl that knows how to handle every single crap message coming through to you. And I dare you to learn. Most people go, don't feed the trolls. And I go, no, feed them. Learn how to. Because if you just run away, you're just running away from problems. If you feed them, you might teach them a lesson, but you also, like, they don't really actually want to continue talking to you. Ever. Some of them will get off on it for 5 seconds and then realize that you're going to exhaust them. That's how you know you're the alpha. Because you're not like it's like playing with a little kid. It's like playing with a little kid and they try to like do this copycat shit on you and you just do it right back. And then you own it. That's shit's in Hook, dude. Like, Steven Spielberg. He didn't even learn his own lessons. Oh, man. Anyway. All right. Layered cake. Don't be like that. So I used to receive. You can listen to this while you're still looking for your stupid solfeggios. I used to have my resume on Craigslist. How unfortunate for me. But I got a lot of really good jobs too. No, decent jobs. Anyway, a lot of sexual harassment would come through on Craigslist. And I started to build up my self-confidence as a woman by actually responding to it and like putting them down. And I didn't do it to put them down like I'm going to teach them or train them. It was me learning how to stand up for myself instead of run away. Because my whole life I'd been taught to just run away. And it was the best thing ever because I just started like learning how to play with the trolls and like twist their brains and then piss them off a little bit. It was the best. Learning how to toy with them. And as a witch, you got to learn how to do some toying. Star had a really, really funny teaching, and then she said it in Dimensional Mastery. But there was this guy who, like, was sending super sexual energy towards some girl, and Star was like, the next time you do that, I'm going to sit on your face. And, like, and, like, Star, instead of, like, making sure that, like, the guy didn't do it in, like, a nice way, Star was just gonna be like, I'm gonna just over-troll his troll. Like, it was the best lesson I had ever been given. I was like, yeah, that's right. Teach. Anyway. So, layered cake. Sit in a box. Draw the edges of the box with metal. Anchor balls in the corners. Central column going up and down. Another box above and another box below. Metal braids going clockwise. Posts going up. Anchor balls. Central column. Central column. Oh, we forgot the diagonals going into the central column. So do it on all three. Next, another box above and another box below. I like to throw the anchor balls down first. Throw the anchor balls up. Metal braids going into the anchor balls. I'm on the second floor, so you got to figure this out for yourself. 5 above earth, 4 below earth. The posts going up. I like in the below earth ones, the posts going down. So this is the problem with my left brain. It goes, I don't want to participate. I don't want to support that. And I can hear it. It's a voice inside of my head in my left brain. I don't want to do this. It's witchcraft. it actually will say that. And if it says it in mine, and I have 41,000 hours of training, it probably is going to say it in yours too. You're just probably numb and in denial of it. That is not forward thinking. That is counterproductive thinking. It's almost like my left brain is a demon. Central column going up, central column going down. So the question is, how long will it take to heal? And I go 3.5 years. The whole part of this class. And if you're 55, 5.5 years. And if you're 67, 67 months. Start today. To heal in its entirety. I'm almost 36, so actually 3 years for me. This is why you can, I think this is why we splinter ourselves to be multidimensional, because our right brain will go, oh, I'll do it. And then our left brain contradicts everything and goes, I have to create a whole different dimension or reality that contradicts everything I just did. And it's like you're living 2 different lives. It's miserable. Believe me, I know. How many of you wake up out of an amazing meditation where you're like, I'm so enlightened, and the minute that you open your eyes, you're like, fuck this. Like, back to reality. Like, how do we integrate it? I'm learning how to be very good at integrating it, and I am just beginning. And if you are in that space, be grateful, because a lot of people can't even meditate. I hear it. Some person's like, you're right. My left brain goes, I want power, but I don't want to do any work to get it. It's like in the Dragon King article. It goes, not my problem. Instead of my problem. And the right brain's like, it's always my problem. Always. I always have to deal with it. Always. It's my left brain that goes, not my problem. I'll figure a way to make it not my problem. As we continue to build the 5 cubes going up and 4 cubes going down, with the anchor balls and the metal braids, the diagonals and the central column, I will share a story. I have a student. Finish your boxes. Five up, 4 down. I lost the story the minute I said I had a story to tell you. Sometimes I'll go through the meditations very meticulously, and then sometimes I'll do it in a very relaxed way. I like the balance between the two. Some days more mood for play, and other days just work. So I have a student who wants to study with masters in the Himalayas. Like, go there. Not like how I do it, like psychically. Like, go there physically. Even I doing it psychically is probably a foreshadowing. I won't say much more than that. This teaching reminds me of the Kill Bill, where Beatrix Kiddo goes to study with the martial arts master. Like, you get 1 inch to break through the board. The right brain understands this. So my student is having difficulties deciding what he wants to do and how he wants to do it and what he wants. And it's cyclical, it's recursive, it's this suffocating cycle of nothingness. Very much like the left brain. Anyway, I have one answer. And this is for all you asshole spiritualists that don't know anything. You will either learn how to master the universe, or you will go the other way in non-existent. First you'll die, and then you'll go in a worse lifetime, and then you'll go in a worse lifetime. So you either go in the path of a master or a victim into total nothingness. So for every spiritualist who's like, well, I don't need to learn how to bend elements. Yeah, you do. That's part of the universe. And until you learn how to master the universe, you're not actually a master. I don't need to learn how to teleport. Yeah, you do. I'm pretty sure if God incarnated, God would know how to teleport. You need to learn these things. Master the universe. So as a spiritualist, most of us sit and we learn how to master ourselves and our mind first before we're then pushed incrementally into other domains. Again, first you must learn the art of discipline. We must master the discipline of discipline itself before we master the discipline of fire. This is inevitable. There is no such thing as escaping this train. So the right brain understands this and goes, it's always my problem. That's why Bina is understanding. The left brain is the one that goes, not my problem. I don't want to do it. Like a coward chicken. And so what God does is force us into scenarios where then we are forced to learn these things instead of doing it of our own free will and volition. Does that mean Rava will show up? Yeah, you're either on the path of becoming an avatar, or you're not on the path. Spiritual path of self-mastery is being on the path of becoming an avatar. One way or another. Or you can sit and read a book and watch everybody else do it. That's so lame. Do you think witches are better than avatars? Yes and no. Like, if you look at the wizards and witches in Harry Potter, they can do more with a wand than what Cora can do with like 50 moves with her hands. So like a flick of the wand. A good witch. Some don't even need a wand. But you do need a want. You should have your 5 boxes done on the top and 4 boxes done below at this level. All right, I'll talk you through the rest. Put the pyramid up at the top of the boxes. Put the pyramid below. And in the pyramid, you will put like a vagina slit in the inside. That is the pituitary gland. So then you will put a little clit, which is the pineal gland, on the inside of the pyramid. There is another anchor ball at the top of the pyramid. You'll do that the same thing at the bottom, but the clit goes below. Upside down. And the wires. For all you little perverts out there, this should be just fine and easy. The wires should go inside the pituitary gland and then climb up through the pineal and then climb up into the anchor goober jelly ball up at the top of the pyramid. From there, it should spurt out at least into 3 and then anchor into 3 different balls up at the top. Pearls. Just 3. They can be one on top of each other, or they can be scattered. I'm fine with either. Just 3 of them. Then you look for the big 4th one, and then you anchor it in into the 4th. The 4th representing the giant central sun. Next, do the same thing below. The DNA going up and down the central column goes into the pituitary gland inside the pyramid. You should feel it. And then goes inside the pineal gland. And then goes into the anchor ball. And from the anchor ball finds the 3 different spheres below. They can either be consecutive on top of each other, or they can be dispersed. And then you'd plug into the giant central sun. So now you have a firmer foundation. I'm going to do an intermediary version of the layered cake. That's why it's layered cake 2 instead of layered cake 3. So we're going to start with the magic circle, the actual layered cake, inside our current box, wherever we're sitting in. So we take our wand or our brain or our finger, and we draw that first circle in going, I am an earthbender. And that circle weaves and wraps around us And it fills the bottom quarter of our box in a circular way. It can go outside the box. It should feel like the box is almost inside of the circle. I don't want my energy to go into the apartment next to me. Definitely want your energy to go inside the apartment next to you. You push them out instead of them lowering your boundaries. Plus, it's just earth energy. It's nothing nefarious or weird. Earth. And you fill that layer with the element of earth. You are bending it. You are working it. You are connecting to it. If you're sitting down, you're sitting in it and on it. Next. I'm hearing from somebody this should have been much better done. Whatever. The next circle around us is I am a waterbender. So now you have almost half the room, half your box filled. First with the earth and then with the water. You have a water layer cake layer. I like to imagine good water from Arkansas. Magic water, holy water, spirit water, clean water surrounding me. Special water. Excuse me. Take a deep breath. Take your wand. I am an airbender. And imagine air filling the room. So today I'm a lot less earth and a lot more air. Do you see I'm a lot happier, a lot freer? That's the element of air. And some fire coming through. I'll do a video for each element, like I did with the air. And I'm going to do a special healing connection to each element video also. I'll try to get that done sometime. Okay, so next is I am a firebender. Now you leave a little bit of room up at the top of the box for the spirit jelly to come through. And right now you fill it with fire. And then next, I am a spirit bender. And you fill in that top with grape, ecto, goober, spirit jelly. Grape colored. Grape consistency. Now, I want you to translate this into a DNA weave. So we redo it, but we imagine starting from the bottom of the egg, going all the way up to the top of the egg. Ooh, I'm sorry, the bottom of the cake to the top of the cake. There are no accidents. And we go, I am an earthbender. And this spiral goes all the way up from the bottom and does a ring on each box, going clockwise. There we go. Going clockwise, going up. And then it hooks in up at the top, goes through the pituitary and the pineal and up and hooks into the top anchor ball, and then goes into each pearl, and then the fourth big central sun. Yep. And then you start to feel earth. So what it looks like is a giant wire going up, and it can be a braid if you want it to be, that's fine. But off of the wire, it looks like little spheres of earth element coming off of the DNA strand. Jesus showed me this in a dream and told me to illustrate it. Night school. All right. So it's like the little spheres of connection, spheres of creating earth element. I will teach you how to do this on your body too, but first we're going to build the temple because that's where it anchors everything. By the time we get to Yesod, inwards in Yesod, we will be doing our own personal egg also. Okay, next. From the bottom, imagine that earth strand also goes through the bottom ball, anchor ball of the pyramid, also through those pituitary and pineal glands, and then anchors into those three spheres or three pearls at the bottom, and then into the core of the earth. Next, I am a waterbender. Take that spiral DNA strand, it's usually a metal, a bendy metal, and take it there, clockwise. God, sometimes, okay, so here's the weird thing. Going down is clockwise and then going up is counterclockwise, so you're going to have to figure everything out in your brain. So what I like to imagine is going up, it's clockwise, and then I try to stay consistent with that. But the point is that it spirals through every box. And then you go all the way up to the top, and then it climbs into that pyramid, into the pituitary in the pyramid, into the pineal of the pyramid, into the anchor ball, hits onto those pearls, and then goes into the central sun. And now imagine, as it hits the central sun, plugs in, that now spheres of water are coming off of that DNA strand. And make sure it's plugged in at the bottom the same way. The pituitary, the pineal, the anchor ball at the bottom, and the core of the earth. This is where you begin to imagine that you have a dragon tail, because you'll feel the energy from your spine claw all the way down into the planet. Just because you are a human body doesn't make you a human. I mean, you're a human, but you're like more than a human. In dimensional mastery, we open up our angel wings and can feel our etheric energy just fly. Feel all that repressed energy in our bodies. What's even more fun is opening up the demon wings. There's nothing like an angel to open up their demon wings. Go, yeah, I'm both. Just Zen. I told you every angel on the planet has a demon template too, but not every demon has an angel template. So many of you guys want to believe that you only have an angel template. You guys are such liars. Liars, pants on fires. Okay, next, air. I am an airbender. And then it plugs into the pituitary. And then it plugs into the pineal. And into the goober jelly up at the top of the pyramid. The anchor ball. And then into the 3 pearls. And then into the central sun. And yes, when it plugs into the central sun, you will see spheres of air also coming off, because the air that you're currently sitting in is not good air. It's not refined, it's not purified, it's nothing. It's not even white. Sitting on my foot. I'll tell you one thing, teaching this class is not very comfy. Oh. There we go. And then next, make sure it's at the bottom, the pituitary, the pineal, pins and needles. And then we've got the anchor ball at the bottom. And then the 3 pearls below. And then into the core of the earth. Two more. Next, fire. I am a firebender. And it should slip through the pituitary gland just like threading a needle. And then in the anchor ball, it just wraps around and then goes into the 3 pearls. Like making a necklace out of these pearls. And then into the core, or into the great central sun. And it plugs in. And then when it plugs in, you should see the spheres of fireballs coming off of the DNA strand. And when I mean see, it's in your mind's eye until it's in your physical eyes. The more you can imagine it to be true, the more gravity you put into it, the more it will become true. Anything I've accomplished in the last couple of years is only because I've believed it first. And then I saw it manifest. So doing meditations like this daily is to help train your brain to believe in something, it's to ritualize it until you do believe it. Like a fake it till you make it reality. Plus, there's this return of impressions law that every thought you have will come back to you. Every thought. So you might as well spend your time thinking about creating magic so that you have the power to deal with the thoughts. All right, next, make sure it's below. It goes into the pituitary, into the pineal, into the anchor ball, so if you create horror movies for a living, the return of impressions will it's just, I feel bad for you. Like, stupid moron. Is this why Hollywood creates zombies? Is because they are zombies? Why they're so obsessed with zombie movies right now? It's a reflection on them. They're literally becoming walking zombies as they continue to perpetuate zombie consciousness. Yep. Is this why you focus on being a dragon queen? Yep. And why I call my friends unicorns or dragons. Yeah. To remind them. Or witches. when I call them witches. Make sure that fire's in. It's having a problem going into those 3 balls down at the bottom. Core of the earth. There we go. Fire. Next. I am a spirit bender. Yeah, they get to look like actual grapes coming off of the DNA. Yep. So take that DNA wire, put it through the pituitary, through the pineal. Round grapes, but purple. Through the anchor ball up at the top of the pyramid. Through the 3 pearls. And then plugging in into the great central sun. And then you'll see the grapes coming off the DNA strand if you haven't already. And then you go below. Making sure it goes through the pituitary, through the pineal, through the anchor ball, into the 3 spheres at the bottom, the 3 pearls, and then into the core of the earth. This is your intermediary layered cake. Layered cake 3 will be the advanced version where we do all the extra strands of DNA. Okay, so I will go through, I will not talk through that video like I did in layered cake number 1. The intermediary videos, you only need to do it once so I can train your brain to do a specific visualization. I'll do a parentheses around any intermediary videos so you can understand the difference between them. You only need to watch it once, and then you can go on to the next, and then you can watch that next one over and over until you get to the next level. After that, we do the dragon eggs. That's it. Call it run out.